Hi, welcome to Rocket Realty Radio Show. My name is Poogle. I'm a professional and an experienced real estate agent serving the Dallas-Fort Worth area. In today's episode number 17, we are going to talk about flooring. So let's get started. Flooring is a fantastic home improvement project for any homeowner. And it not only improves the value of the property, but also enhances the enjoyability of your home. Now, in this episode, I'm going to talk about different types of flooring. I'm going to talk about different ways to install these different floors. I'm going to talk about the flooring and the areas, because certain flooring is not good in certain areas of the home. I'm going to talk about maintenance of the flooring, and I'm also going to talk about cost. Now, in terms of the types of flooring, I wanted to differentiate between wet and non-wet areas. Okay, wet area is usually like kitchen and the bathroom. There are certain flooring type that would not be recommended, and non-wet areas are generally rooms, bedrooms, and other areas. As I present different flooring types, I will also mention briefly if that is a fit for this particular area, wet or non-wet area. When you consider flooring, there are primarily two categories: soft to your legs and your feet, and then hard, which is very hard flooring. Soft implies mostly carpet. Carpet is a very good and very low cost flooring product that can be installed. When you look at carpet, essentially you have an upper layer, which is the fabric. It comes in different colors, different textures, and different patterns. And then on the bottom of the carpet underneath is the padding, and the padding has densities: low, medium, and higher densities. And if you want a cushiony carpet, then you go for a higher dense, thicker padding so that it is soft on your feet as you walk along, right? Now, in terms of installation, carpet is one of the low cost installation in terms of installing the carpet. It is fairly an easy project to do. And you need actually a professional to do it. You need to stretch it, and you need to tack it, you need to blend the carpet rolls so that you don't have a seam. So there are a lot of things that goes on into installation. When I say it is easy and low cost for a professional installer. Okay. Now, in terms of areas, carpet is generally recommended for non-wet areas. You don't put carpet in bathrooms and in the kitchen. Why? Because it sucks water, and if the water stays under the carpet, it will build mold, and that is a bigger problem to solve. So you do not put carpet in the wet areas. So you generally use it for living areas. In terms of maintenance, carpet is high maintenance. You need to vacuum it every couple of days, and every year or so you need to professionally steam clean the carpet, because it has a tendency to accumulate dust, and it will easily get decolorized if you put any fluid or liquid in carpet. Okay. Now, with respect to changing the carpet, frequently every couple of years, 5-6 years, they get worn out. You change the carpet, but carpet as a flooring is one of the lowest cost option in terms of installing the carpet. Okay, so that is all about carpet. Now let's talk about vinyl. Vinyl was used in some homes because it is a next low cost option, and it is one of the first in terms of hard category. So vinyl is a roll, and it comes with different patterns and different finishes. And what you generally do is you apply glue on the surface on which you wanted to use this flooring, and then you stick the vinyl on top of it. Okay, very simple, very cost effective, and it can be used in both wet and non-wet areas. Okay. Usually this vinyl and this method of vinyl is used in homes that are below 200,000 because most builder wants to save money on the cost of labor and the cost of material, and therefore they go with vinyl products. I have not seen vinyl in this way in many of the homes that I view in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it is also pretty common in apartments where they wanted a longer longevity in the product in terms of floor, so that they can rent the property to more number of people before replacing the floor. So that is all about vinyl. In terms of maintenance, it is relatively low maintenance in terms of maintaining the product. Cost is low. Now let's get into laminate. Laminate is one step higher to the vinyl. It is a manufactured product. So you have a length as well as you have the width. The width could be 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, or 4 inches. Based on the width and the thickness of the laminate, the cost of the material will vary. Laminate is man-made, so there is a surface that is made of manufactured material, and then on top of it they laminate it. It is a photo thin film that they stick on it, and they actually can reproduce different shades of wood grains, different colors and different texture, because it is a thin film that is put on top of the manufactured material, right? Now, in terms of installation, it is very easy to install because laminate, you have a locking mechanism, so you can take two planks together and you can lock them together on the floor. Relatively easy to install. The laminate is what is called floating, which means between the surface on the floor and the bottom of the laminate there is a gap, okay, 1/8, 1/4 of inch gap, and since you have gap and when you walk on the surface you will hear noise. In order to reduce or muffle the noise, a lot of installer will do what is called an underlayment. Okay, so they put an underlayment between the flooring, the foundation, as well as on the bottom of the laminate, so that it will muffle the noise. In terms of areas, laminate is not recommended in wet areas because when water goes inside, the wooden material or the man-made material underneath bloats and it starts to peel out. And it is very hard to maintain. So I recommend laminate for non-wet areas. Okay, that is all about laminate. The care is relatively easier care when compared with the carpet, but when it is water, you need to make sure you clean it right away. Okay, so in terms of cost, it is slightly higher than carpet. But laminate also lasts a little longer than carpet, but it is a hard floor. Now let's talk about real wood. Real wood is also a fantastic flooring layer that you can put. There are two variations to it. One is the width of the floor, the planks that you buy. It could be 1 inch or 2 inch or 3 inch or 4 inch. And the higher you go, the higher the cost. The second variable is the thickness of the wood. So it can be 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, and 1 inch, right? Based on the thickness and the width, the cost of the real wood will be higher. So when I mean real wood, from top to bottom, it is real wood, okay? Then in terms of installing the real wood, you can glue it down. So you have a surface, the floor, so you can apply glue and then you can lay these real wood which on top of it, okay? It requires a professional. It has to be done right because it is real wood. The wood has to be seasoned to your home environment, which means you buy all these wood material, you just don't install it right away. You just allow it to season, get acclimatized to your ambience and environment. It could be like 1, 2, or 3 days, and then you try to do the installation. In terms of texture and finish, it is a fantastic product because you see the natural veins of the tree it came from with knots, and it comes with different colors, and it is really a fantastic installation. In terms of areas, I recommend real wood for non-wet areas. You can install in wet areas, but you have to really maintain, because wood is porous and it has a tendency to absorb water and it will bloat, right? It will cause significant damage in terms of when it comes in contact with water. Okay, so that is real wood. In terms of installation, I talked about glued down. There is also another method which is called nail down. In nail down installation, what you do is you have a floor, and then you take a plywood that is a half or 3/4 or 1 inch, and you nail that plywood to the floor. Okay, it could be a concrete floor, you nail it, right? Then on top of it, what you do is you put the real wood and you nail it down. Okay, so it is very expensive. It can cost anywhere from $15 to $20 per square feet, labor and material. Very expensive, but it looks fantastic. Now, when you have real wood, you can talk about different finishes. A lot of people prefer what is called hand scraping, which means they will hand scrape the top layer of the wood, and then they stain it with a different color of your choice. It could be like brown, walnut dark, so different color combination it could be stained. One advantage of real wood is that you can, over a period of time, let's say there are scratches and you don't like the color, what you can do is you can literally sand a layer down, and then you have the real wood color, and then you can stain it with a different color, right? If it is half an inch, you can actually sand and stain 5, 6, 7, 8 times during the lifetime of the house that you're staying, right? So that is one big advantage of real wood, is that if you don't like the color or if it is scratched, you can restain it, right? The next thing is called engineered wood. In engineered wood, it is almost like real wood. Okay, on the top, maybe like 5 or 6 millimeters. On the top, it's like real wood, and in the bottom, it is a manufactured wood. The reason why engineered wood is common is because the cost is lower when compared with real wood. Okay, but if I show you a real wood and an engineered wood, no one will find any difference. They look exactly the same. So in terms of installation method, you can glue it down on the floor, or you can nail it down as like real wood. The only difference is that in engineered wood, if there are scratches and you wanted to sand it, you are limited because it is only 5 millimeter. Maybe 1 or 2 times you can sand it and then stain it. After 1 or 2 times, you're going to hit this man-made wood, man-made material, and it's not good. You don't want to do that. You may have to remove the engineered wood and replace it with something else. So that is the only key difference. In terms of areas, I prefer engineered wood on non-wet areas. Some builders I have seen, they put it in the kitchen, but you have to be cautious because of water, and you need to make sure it is clean. And also, if you are using dishwasher very frequently and you steam wash your dishes, when you open it, the steam just hits the wood flooring, and there are gaps between the planks, and it may cause bloating, right? So you have to be very, very cautious when using either real wood or engineered wood in wet areas. Okay. In terms of cost, it is tad less than real wood because it is engineered wood is you're using a real wood only to the top layer, not from top to the bottom. Now, tiles. Tiles is also a fantastic product. In tiles, it comes with different shapes. From a flooring perspective, you can have smaller tiles. You can have tiles that are 12 by 12 inches or 13 by 13, 14 by 14, 16 by 16, 18 by 18, 24 by 24. There are huge variation of sizes, number one. And number two, when you're laying the tiles, the pattern is also different. You can have a very simple brick like a pattern, right? One brick after other. Then you can also have offset. You have row one, and you can have an offset that is 50% or 25%, or you can have 75% in terms of the intersection between the tiles. So you can also get very fancy. Between the tiles, you can have an insert. It's a nice designs that you can buy. Or you can have a liner. So you have tiles like this, and you can have a liner that has a contrast. Or you can lay the tiles diagonally. And again, the way in which you lay the tile, the pattern is limited to your imagination. The more complex pattern that you select, the higher will be the labor cost, okay, in tiles. So tiles comes with different sizes, and how, in terms of the pattern to install, it is as varied as your imagination. Now let's start with some of the basic tile that is low cost is ceramic. Ceramic tiles are pretty common, highly recommended in wet areas, but I've seen homes where they have used ceramic tiles in other non-wet areas. In last couple of years, ceramic tiles, the manufacturers have put photo finish film on the top layer, okay, just like laminate. They are able to replicate the wood like grains on top of ceramic, okay, so they look just like a wood floor, except it doesn't have the disadvantage of a wood floor. So if you are very specific that you want a wood floor like in kitchen or in the bathrooms, then ceramic tile with that kind of a finish would be a good choice, okay. Next, in terms of ceramic, the labor cost is going to be higher, because in order to cut to the exact size and then lay it on the floor, it is a little bit expensive. In terms of cost, it is a little bit higher, okay. The next material is called porcelain, and this is again another type of material that is used, long lasting. It can be used on both wet and non-wet areas. Now when I talk about tiles, between tiles there is a grout line, okay. You can decide if you want a small 1/8 or maybe a 1/4 or 3/8, okay, so that you can show the tiles and the patterns, and you need to select a grout, okay, between the tiles. Now, in terms of maintenance, both ceramic and porcelain are low maintenance, very easy to clean, very easy to maintain. The only thing between ceramic and porcelain is that, let's say you are dropping something like a hammer, or in the kitchen you drop a vessel, they have a tendency, they are very brittle, so they can break, okay. So that is the only drawback. Or sometimes if you drop something, they can chip, okay. They are not very hard materials. But they are great materials in terms of maintenance and longevity of being a floor. Then we go into natural tiles. There are 4 categories of natural tiles that I'm going to talk about. One is slate. Slate is a sedimentary rock, and it is quarried from that rock, and they come in different sizes. Most of the slate material that I have seen is on the outside, primarily on the patio or in the courtyard if you have an open space, because it is anti-slippery, okay. I have seen few homes, maybe 1 in 50 homes, which is where the owner has used it in the wet areas, okay. So it is a great material, very natural look and feel. I strongly recommend mostly for outdoor projects. Now, in the second material is called travertine. Travertine is a natural rock, and it has fantastic textures. These textures are not speckles that you find it in marble and granite, but you have veins, and it is really porous. If you want a natural look and feel to your floor, travertine is a great choice. Where I have seen travertine used a lot in a home is either in the backsplash or in the bathrooms, okay. I've seen travertine to be used. It's a fantastic product, very strong and durable, and it is kind of expensive to buy this material in terms of cost. Also in terms of installation, it is very expensive in terms of labor cost. Okay, now let's talk about marble. Marble is a lovely material, but the cost of the material is very high. You know, for a 12 by 12 inch, you can start from $4 and go up to $10-15, okay, based on the veins that you want it. If it is a common quarry, common kind of a rock, then it is low cost. But if you want exotic patterns, then it has to be quarried from a special facility, therefore the cost goes up. The cost to install marble is also high, because to cut you need special cutting tools and it takes a longer time to cut, right? But it is a fantastic product. In terms of recommendations, you can use it for both wet and non-wet areas, because marble is highly polished. You might want to restrict to non-wet areas, because if you do install in wet areas, you need to exercise extreme caution, because if there is water, you can slip and fall, right? So that is about marble. And the last one is granite, and granite is a fantastic product. Again, granite will be anywhere like $2 or $3 higher than marble. Again, if you have, it has a lot of speckles. These are minerals in the rocks. If you have common speckles or common minerals, they are low cost, anywhere from $5-6. If you want exotic veins and exotic minerals, then the cost of granite goes up from a material perspective. The cost to install them is at least $4 to $6 per square feet. So it is very expensive, but when you have granite floor, it is fantastic. Okay, it looks great. In terms of areas, you can put granite both on wet and non-wet areas. But if you're putting and installing granite in wet areas, you need to exercise extreme caution. In terms of maintenance, they are relatively easy, low maintenance. However, these natural stones, slate, travertine, marble, and granite, they are porous material, right? So you need to seal once in a while, maybe once a year, seal the flooring so that the dust doesn't get into these porous holes. So a little bit of a maintenance is required. From a resale perspective, these are excellent product. And from an ROI perspective, you can get good ROI on any kind of flooring. Okay, I have a different video blog where I talk about home improvement project and ROI. Okay, now if I have to summarize the ROI for these different flooring types, it can anywhere be between 60 cents to $1 for $1 a ton. The last product that has been the manufacturers have come up is called luxury vinyl planks. I mean, I love this product. It is like a vinyl, but what they are able to do is they are able to replicate any texture of any real wood. Okay, and it is vinyl, which means it is scratch proof and it is waterproof. It doesn't damage the floor, and when you walk on the floor, it is soft and it has a feel of the real wood. Okay, and it is not expensive as the real wood or the engineered wood. So that is luxury vinyl planks, scratch proof and waterproof. Fantastic product. So you can install it both in wet areas as well as non-wet areas. It's a lovely product. It is also not expensive. It is wallet friendly. It doesn't drain too much money like any of the tile project or any of the real wood or engineered product. But also it is kind of rich in terms of appearance as well as resale as well as maintenance. It is very less maintenance when compared with other types of flooring. Folks, I do this radio show every week on Friday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you like this video, please like me on facebook.com/Rocket Realty TX. If you're watching this video live on YouTube, then please like me or subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/c/Rocket Realty TX. Thanks for watching.